Sky Studios presents Soulbound.
Personal log of Model 450 in number. I wanted to start this by saying I don't record things often. I don't have a diary. Jaylin suggested it ages ago, and I don't like recording things. I don't like hearing my own voice played back on tape. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and we're almost a greenhouse, so I am making an exception, because I can't talk to Telly about this. She's asleep right now anyway, so good of time as any if I don't want her to hear. The thing is that I've been to Greenhouse before, and better yet, I've been to Terra, the planet we're going to, before. It's this weird little place that's covered in incredibly diverse ecosystems, but none of it is made for me, if that makes sense. Take the air, for instance. It's oxygenated, and it's humid, and that means rust. I could try to wax up my exterior, but internal mechanisms are sure to catch some of the water dripping through, and I'll have to deal with it for days. And then there's the ground. It's uneven, unpaved, and my feet weren't built for long-distance travel, so I'm gonna have to wear shoes, which throws off my balance, and it's just not ideal. It's also a project funded by the Astral Assembly, which means that in sticking to their sleek aesthetic, the place won't be tactile, and I'm gonna have to wear these stupid gloves everywhere. I hate these things. I hate that I feel naked without them now, but that's neither here nor there. No, because last time I went to Greenhouse was when I learned about the Awoken. See, there used to be this planet called Earth. It's a strange little planet full of diverse species and strange new kinds of life, and they were really close to breaching their system when everything went to hell in a handbasket. We don't know who started it, we don't know how it happened, but it started a war among the dominant species, humans, and that war destroyed their planet. And the Council could have stopped it, but their non-interference rule meant we just had to sit by the sidelines until, of course, my current boss, Commander Gander, or maybe it was their predecessor, I don't know how long the people of Malum live naturally, but they stepped in and pled the case that the diversity on Earth was worth saving. And the council disagreed, but one of Jorman's predecessors heard about the idea and used assembly funds to make it happen. A custom planet was ordered from Elysium, volunteers were gathered, and the rescue mission began. There was the matter that Greenhouse was being funded behind the council's back, though, using Elysium's own terraforming technology. They actually started planning weapons capable of destroying entire planets because of it. But those plans fell through when the counselor from Desperation managed to prove the biodiversity of the life on Earth solved a number of problems. Mainly for Keptalas, but Keptalas has been trying to figure out some kind of formula to expand someone's lifespan, and wouldn't you know it, the regenerative properties of some of the animals were just what they needed. They took the animals and the plants and a small collection of surviving humans and brought them to Terra, their creation of Earth, with a few small differences. Some of the plants needed modifications using organic matter from other worlds, and some of the animals were less friendly than they had expected. And the human language had been partly deciphered, but not fully at the time, so the language barrier was still causing problems. Until they found a functional robot with its language center still intact, and they brought me in to talk with it. With, them. Sorry, it's hard to... They really talk up how much we aren't like them. It's hard to remember sometimes. But, this was about 750 years ago. At the time I didn't really have much going on for once, so I agreed, came down to Terra, and I met C4. Well, they go by Cameron now, but different times, and it was It was wild meeting a robot without a heart for the first time. They ran on old analog tech. I was able to come up with an adapter pretty quickly, sorted through their language center, but after that, they didn't know what to do with him. I certainly didn't know what to do with him, so I called up Leto for the first time in years. And I let him know about the situation. I had heard some rumors that he'd encountered other robots like this in the past, and I wasn't about to let this new friend get disassembled. So he got sent out to Last Stand, and we've tried to keep in touch the best we can, but it wasn't a good experience for me. When I first brought up the Hartfeld's case for sentience to the council, they treated me exactly like they treated Cameron. The council demonized us. They called us the Singularity and claimed that we'd destroy everything, but they never claimed it right to our faces. When I saw them doing it to Cameron, I tried to help, but they started treating me the same way again, so I tried to help in quieter ways. I got them sent out to Last Stand. I worked on ways to send them supplies without the deliveries looking suspicious. And when I started working for the deck, I proposed the Last Stand mission, hoping that maybe, if we could take enough notes, if we studied these Awoken enough, we could find some way to prove that they're like the Heartfelt and get them legally recognized. But then I got kicked off my own project for being biased. And I got banned from the trial for being biased. Now I just get to oversee how the mission is going, and I haven't heard from Jaylin in a while. I'm afraid of how the trial's gonna end, and I'm being sent to Greenhouse, to the place where I learned about all this. And I can't tell Telly about it. She's so excited to go. Her job's been so stressful recently. Defending the deck from potential threats has always been a handful, but in recent days it seems like we've had more enemies than friends. The 3,000-year war is closing in on the station, and we'll probably have to move it soon. I can't imagine the kind of stress that would leave her under, but I also just... I can't find it in me to fake the excitement needed for this mission. This vacation. It feels wrong with everything happening. I think Jarman's trying to distract us, and it's making me even more concerned. Oh, and to top it all off, you wanna know what I just learned when I called in to tell them we'd be there in the next couple hours? The person in charge right now is another Heartfelt. As if things couldn't get any worse. Fuck me. Listen, I love the other Heartfelt. I built a good portion of them myself, and they're all wonderful. But I haven't been back to Soulbound in ages, for a number of reasons. One of which being that I don't look like myself anymore. I replaced my old optical sensors with new ones with pupils. I actually wear clothes now. I pitched up my voice over the years to help me blend in with the other hominids and get some of the tinniness out of it. But the other Soulbound robots don't get it. Modern-day Heartfelt are built with all these new features. I just got a few upgrades, but they all still treat me weird. It's hard to be the first of anything without being treated as weird. Like being a controversial celebrity. I hope this Heartfelt is nice. I don't know why I'm making this recording. I needed to vent, but I can't fix any of these problems by myself. And I can't go to Telly to help me. So, I'm just gonna try and get this job done in a day and go home. Gods, I should have just written this out. The clicks of my heart are driving me insane. There's never any quiet around me. How do I turn this thing off?
This episode was written and performed by Olivia Jeske, who also made our theme music and cover art. Follow us for updates on Instagram and Blue Sky at the Soulbound Series, or email us with questions at thesoulboundseries@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.